What is going on, guys? My name is cosmovsgoku and welcome to a very quick impromptu news update courtesy of Journeyman Abridged. To begin with, I just want to say a huge thank you to everybody who made our first 1,000 subscribers possible. To some, 1,000 may not mean the world. It's certainly nothing compared to 100,000. It's nothing compared to 12,000. But 1,000 subscribers has always been our lead goal. Hit 1,000. We're happy. For a bit of context behind the scenes, no channel I've ever led has ever reached 1,000 subscribers, so this has been a huge accomplishment. The channel that we made SXTAS on all those years ago, that only reached about 150 subscribers. The FMA Bridge Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, the Abridged series by the Brotherhood, that channel only ever reached 241 subscribers before it was nuked at the end of 2015 by YouTube. So the fact that we hit 1,000 subscribers working on both Naruto and Digimon and Naruto Shippuden is a huge accomplishment, and I can only say thank you for the last 6 years of releases. Today being January 10th, 2026 means it is 6 years since the first episode of Naruto Full Arc Abridged released, which introduced the world to Journeyman Abridged and the content that we create, and the full arc style that so many of our friends have since adopted, which we're so happy that they've taken on that challenge to adapt an entire arc in a single episode. It's not easy. It's certainly not a walk in the park. There is so much to take into account. Pacing, characters, what to cut, what to keep in, what to change, what to adapt, what to move around in the story. It's something that we've struggled with for 7 years in February, and I can't believe I get to stand here now in 2026. So proud of everyone. I also wanted to give you guys a bit of an update in regards to the release schedule looking ahead for the rest of the year. There's been a bit of a change. And rather than just putting out a bit of a quick post now that we hit 1,000 subscribers, we said we'd drop an update, so we're dropping an update. First of all, we're switching around Shippuden and Digimon. So on the 27th of May 2026, we'll release the 2026 Journeyman Abridged news update as we always do. Not too sure what we're exactly going to cover in that. We haven't written it yet. We haven't recorded it yet. It hasn't been completely planned. Doing this update today has kind of thrown a lot of our plans for that out the window, but we'll get over it. We'll figure something out. On June 10th, 2026, we will release the 5 Kage Summon Abridged, which is the first episode of Season 2 of Naruto Shippuden Full Arc Abridged, and it covers the story from the beginning when Danzo was inaugurated as Hokage-elect, all the way through until the end of the Blue Samurai Bridge battle, which we know carries on slightly into the Taming of the Ninetales arc, but we felt it was cleaner to include it here rather than to include it at the beginning of the next episode, which takes us into the next episode, episode 9 of Naruto Shippuden Full Arc Abridged, The Taming of the Ninetales Abridged, which releases on July 10th, 2026. This episode is monumental for a number of reasons. One, we have Naruto taming Kurama. We have something happens to Kasame, something happens to Samehara, something happens to Gai Sensei, and of course, most importantly, Naruto meets Kushina Uzumaki in a 5-minute two-hander scene between Pythonix and Impolite Buyer as Naruto and Kushina respectively that is absolutely fucking beautifully performed, and I cannot wait for you all to see it. July 2026 is also the 20th anniversary of Yu-Gi-Oh! The Abridged series by Little Karibo, and episode 9 has a direct shout out and recognition to that man and all the work that he's done over the last 20 years, and we cannot wait to share that episode, coincidentally releasing that month. That was not planned. Even with the shuffle, that was not planned. It's just worked out really nicely that way. On August 10, 2026, we released Road to Ninja Abridged. Now, this episode was not originally part of our big scheme. It wasn't part of our planning documents originally. I showed Pythonix this movie. I was telling him about it. I showed him the movie, and he's like, I really want to do this. I really want to do this movie. So we're doing it. So you can blame Pythonix for this one. I'm not too sure if he even remembers that conversation. I'm not too sure if he's prepared to take credit for it. Not too bothered. He plays both Naruto and Menma in this release, and it's an incredible double performance. I'm super proud of him. Everyone else is fantastic too, but I just want to make sure I give Pythonix his flowers. Rolling on to that, we've got 4 episodes of Digimon Adventure Full Arc Abridged to see out the year. First of all, we hope you've been enjoying Season 2. Those first 3 episodes, The Rise of the Digimon Emperor Abridged, Hurricane Touchdown Abridged, and The Fall of the Digimon Emperor Abridged just made sense to release as a trilogy to end out last year. And now we're taking a little bit of a break. Ken's gone off to do his healing. We come back with the Genesis of Black War Greymon Abridged. Doctor Who fans, you might recognize the title there. Yes, it is a reference to one of the most famous Dalek stories of all time, Genesis of the Daleks. Don't read into that. Twisted Flames plays Black War Greymon to incredible effect. That episode will also introduce Mummymon, played by myself, cosmovsgoku, and Arukenimon, impeccably played by Shy Ghost. Then in episode 9 of Digimon Adventure... No, that is episode 9. What am I saying? episode 9 of Digimon Adventure Full Arc Abridged is that one. In episode 10, that is the Destiny Stones Abridged. Now, we made a bit of an announcement last year that we were splitting this episode. We were splitting 9DA due to pacing reasons. So episode 10 will be the Destiny Stones Abridged. It's Blackwall Greymon's quest to destroy the Destiny Stones to meet a dragon who will grant his wishes. I bet he's just like Purunga. That is an actual quote from Davis. You can quote me on that because I play Davis Motomia. That episode releases on October 1st, 2026. And then on November 1st, 2026, we will be releasing the Digimon World Tour Abridged. We'll talk a little bit more about this when we get to the episode commentary for this episode, once the episode's actually finished and Impolite By and I have a chance to record it. But this episode was originally not going to be what it is. We weren't originally going to do the World Tour as it's presented, because both Kizuna and The Beginning have forced our hand to introduce the Worldwide Digidestined. So that's what we're doing with the World Tour. We've got a heap of brand new faces coming in that episode. Really can't wait for everyone to see that episode on November 1st, 2026. On December 1st, 2026, it's a Christmas episode, or a Christmas two-header. December 1st, 2026, we're releasing the Dark Spores Abridged, which is the penultimate episode of Season 02 of Digimon Adventure Full Arc Abridged. We realized that its length was completely out of control, and the World Tour in of itself is its own arc, as is the Dark Spore stuff and everything with Daemon. Cannot wait for you guys to see how we handle Daemon. Cannot wait for you guys to see how we handle Blackwall Greymon as well. We do so much with this episode. Twisted Flames is completely on fire as Myotismon and Mellow Myotismon, and Yukio Oikawa. Shy Ghost gives an absolutely incredible performance again as Okenimon. I am fantastic as always as Mummymon, and we can't wait for everyone to see it. And that brings us to the end of 2026. But that is not all. Not only are we doing all of those core releases, we are also doing the One Piece ending and opening when the series comes back in April. We will also be doing Black Clover opening and ending reactions when that anime comes back for the 5th season, I think it is. What else are we going to be doing? We are also working to bring back the episode commentaries. We have not forgotten about those. We know that sub-series has been on hiatus for about a year. We're revamping it on a technical level, and we cannot wait to share that with you when we bring it back. And we are also working on a couple of other surprises as well that we are not talking about here. I'm not even sure if we'll necessarily talk about it in the news update in May. We might, who knows. We are also still working on our super secret project that only the cast and crew know about this. We have not announced it anywhere. If you're not in the episode, or if you're not part of the cast and crew, you do not know this episode is happening. And in fact, we start editing it next week. Not only that, we are also working on a hyper secret project. We've got the super secret project. Now we're working on the hyper secret project. The only people who know what this project is are the people that are in it. We have not shared it with anyone else involved at Journeyman Abridged. It hasn't been shared privately to the cast and crew. Only the people that are in the project know it is happening. You can expect that to release. Here's a little bit of a teaser. You can expect that to release in mid-March 2027. That's the first time we've announced that. I'm just going to leave it there. I'm going to have some fun. Leave it there. But getting back to the point of the video, 1,000 big ones. I want to take a moment to thank absolutely everybody who has made this possible. And I'm not just talking Pythonics, cosmovsgoku, Impolite By, Twisted Flame, Shy Ghost, Bane, Omega, NPC, Rising Avenge, Cheese Pizza 13, Tas Tokolides, 2 Point Bow, Demistar Cosplay, John McCullough, or Shadow Galactica. I'm talking about our friends at Blood Yokai Studios, Dante of the West, Gears of the Dead, Shara Zor-El. I'm not just talking about our friends at Slap Happy Chaps, X-Dread 325, Legend by Design. I'm talking about the friends we've made at Anime Joyride. I'm talking about the friends we've made in Steve and Spence, the Aliens. I'm talking about people like Shiratiro 12. I'm talking about people like Sprite Stuff, who you guys might know from Anime Joyride. I'm talking about Ivan the Irate. He's going to show up for us at some point in the future. I'm not going to spoil when. Look forward to that. Thank you so much to people like and to Saxdude26, who have been huge supporters of ours, for helping being part of the Hot Sauce interviews, for endlessly sharing and supporting our content. Thank you both so very much. And a huge thanks, of course, to the Curly Cartoonist, who's done all of our personalized avatars that you see at the end of every episode of Naruto Full Arc Abridged and Naruto Shippuden Full Arc Abridged, and you see my head bouncing around this video right now. Thank you so much to the Das Tales, to Janet Kazizzle, to everyone in the Bridgimation, Mr. Vestige, Mikobi, Goblins on Mars, I want to give a shout out to Astra Devereaux. I want to give a shout out to Rover. I want to give a shout out to so many people. Journeyman Abridged would not be successful without every single person we've worked with. I'm talking about everyone involved with Dragon Ball Daima Abridged, which I co-produce alongside Gears of the Dead. I'm talking about everyone that was involved in Hajime no Ippo Champion Road Abridged, the first 3-team collaboration in history between Journeyman Abridged, Slap Happy Chaps, and Blood Yokai Studios. I'm talking about our friends at Fat Dog Studios, Richie, Tony, Asha. Specifically, Tony, thank you so much for giving us a big shout out in your 100,000 subscriber special last year. Really appreciate that. That was too kind. Likewise to Xdred, thank you so much for the very kind shout out in the 12,000k subscriber special that you guys put out on the Slap Happy Chaps channel. You guys shouting us out, making us feel part of the community was a huge endorsement for us. It made us feel absolutely incredible and like we belonged as part of this creative community, and we love making content and producing content, and we hope to work with you guys, with everyone I've just mentioned and so many more that I haven't mentioned today as we move forward into the future. I want to give a shout out as well to people that we haven't necessarily worked with yet, but we absolutely recognize their work and their grit. The very, very amazing people at DigiDestiny with Digimon Abridged. The people at Morning Ramen with Naruto Abridged. I would be remiss if I didn't mention Team 4-Star. I would be remiss if I didn't mention Masuko X and Vegeta3986 for their work on Naruto Abridged. I would be remiss if I didn't mention Little Karibo. All of these people have shaped the way that we do things and have had an impact on our creative careers and our creative journey as Journeyman Abridged. And I couldn't be more grateful to absolutely everyone as part of that journey, but there are 3 people in particular I have to thank. Trunks SS3. SXTAS would never have happened without you. I wouldn't be doing this if not for you. Thank you so much, my friend. And of course, Impolite By, my wife. None of this would be happening unless you were tolerating me not coming to bed at a reasonable hour every single night. And of course, Twisted Flames, Naruto and Digimon wouldn't be happening without you. Specifically to those 3, thank you to everybody else I've worked with over the last however many years it's been. Thank you to everyone who has made these 1,000 subscribers possible. Thank you to our friends, to our Patreon supporters, to every single subscriber, to every single cast member we've ever worked with, to every single cast member we will work with in the future, and to every single creative or collaborative partner we will ever have or have the absolute joy and privilege of working with in any capacity over the next however long we're doing this. Thank you. Thank you for the first 1,000 subscribers of our career as Journeyman Abridged. Thank you for the last 6 years, and I will see you all very soon.